And we're recording, and we have sound, and we have music. If you want to see everything, all the visuals, open up a separate page and go over to MNN. Here we go. Get some nice, peaceful music going. Spiritual hour of power here. My name's Kirk, and this is my spiritual, supernatural, mystical, and magical TV show. And you can see right here, let me see, in the background, what you see right over here is exactly what they see out there. So we've got 4 channels. We're going live on 2 channels in New York City, Manhattan. We talk about spirituality. We're here every Monday night. Let me show you the studios. You've got 4 channels out here. You can see, and they go live. So we'll be on channel 3 from the studio, and New York City, Manhattan, channels 1997, 1993. And if you want to see all the visuals, like I said, and see what the, oops, don't rotate the phone, sorry. See what, this is only my 2nd week doing this, so I'm trying to get it all together. But if you want to watch, the show off of Facebook right now, you can. And I don't know, what else? Thought I'd try something. I got the crazy shaman hair going. And this is my 2nd week on Facebook Live for my TV show. If you're in New York City, Manhattan, turn on 1993. And get ready to go live. Shakti Namaste. And it gets thrown onto Facebook. So if anybody has any questions about spirituality, we're in the middle of a massive, we're live. Good evening, Manhattan, New York City, the world, the universe, and beyond. My name's Kirk, and this is my spiritual, supernatural, mystical, and magical TV show, Shakti. And for the 2nd week in a row, we're trying it live on the Facebook feed as well. So we're just going to see if this is something people want to watch. They'll figure out we're here every Monday, 11:30 p.m., as we have been for the last 14 years. Yeah, can you believe that? So, tonight's topic. Go ahead, if you want to, you're online on Facebook and you want to catch all the visuals, go on over to mnn.org, find channel 3, and you'll get to see what they're seeing. Like I said, here's our live feed right there in the back. So if you want to see that, or if you just want to see me and you think I'm entertaining, I got the shaman here. We are in for a massive, massive clearing over the next 6 weeks and the next 6 months. So why don't we start out with a little peaceful music and pray for a miracle, spiritual update, psychic weather report. This is Kirk's Spiritual Television Show, and we're here every Monday answering. It's all spiritual all the time. If you have any spiritual questions from Facebook, basically we're talking about the lunar eclipse that happened tonight, and under a full moon, and then in 3 weeks on the 21st of August we've got a full solar eclipse, and it's going across America, and it's called the path, I want to say path of destruction, but I'm not going to say that. It's the path of something, so let's check that out. So we're going simultaneously, New York City, Manhattan cable, 2 channels, 1997, 1993. We're going out live to the Facebook. We're also doing a simultaneous feed at mnn.org, channel 3, Shakti. So I don't know how many that is, but if you're meant to be here, you'll be here. We're listening to some nice peaceful music right now for the outbound audience, and the path. What is the path? The path. Okay. Well, I'm going to show you some visuals. So if you're synced up, if you're synced up and watching it at mnn.org, you're going to be able to see the visuals as well. So let's go on over to the MacBook and Solar Eclipse 2017 map. Path of Totality. That's what it's called. It's called the Path of Totality. Is as well. MNN, we have total solar eclipse path, and it's called the Path of Totality. What do you think of that? And I want to show it starts Northern California, North Carolina, Shakti, North Carolina. And, you know, I got to tell you, historically, solar eclipses have brought about histrionics, panic. It's going to be the end of the world. And so collectively, we have this thing where we kind of consciously know there's a solar eclipse, and it does, in my opinion, it's in our genetic code to be hysterical or to have some, make it into an event. You know, you can only imagine before they had books, you know, what they thought of a solar eclipse. So, you know, they happen a couple times a year or every 5 years, depending, I don't know. And lunar eclipses, and I'm sure people freaked out. Now, what is so different about this one is we had a full lunar eclipse tonight under a full moon, and the tension's been building, but of course this is a spiritual, supernatural TV show. So if you've been feeling like tightness in the chest, you've been feeling stress, you've been feeling like thinking about old memories, supposedly, and the astrologers are saying it, the New Agers are saying it, the light workers are saying it, the way showers are kind of like spiritual people, and they're kind of like renegades. They kind of do stuff before anybody else. They talk about stuff. And everybody is really, all these way showers on YouTube and the astrologers are calling it the time that we're going to jump a timeline, that we've been stuck in a third and a fourth density, and a lot of illusion, a lot of pain, a lot of distortion of actual reality and perceptions. And we're going to go up into a fifth, sixth, and seventh dimensional reality. In fact, one of the videos says it's like getting an entirely new electronic system. Like it's like getting a brand new hard drive for the entire galaxy. And so that is what is happening. Now, people from and astronomers wrote about this time over 1,000 years ago. That they knew, if you remember the song, the dawning of the age of Aquarius, well, guess what? And that band was called the Fifth Dimension. Guess what? This is this time now. You know, they talked about it in 1,000 years ago. These people are going to be so lucky to live in this time. And astronomers and astrologers wrote about it. And then even in the 50s and the 60s, the hippies and the hip people were writing about this time, and the Fifth Dimension was talking about this time, the band. When the moon is in the seventh hour. You guys know the song, right? This is actually this time, and the fifth dimension is where we are going psychically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So what that means is a massive, massive clearing for the entire planet and for you and me personally and everyone. So here's another, let's see what they say about this. You guys want to watch this video, what they say about eclipses? Hang on a second. Let's watch this one.
We humans of planet Earth benefit from a great coincidence. It's a end of math. The coincidence is this. The sun is about 400 times wider than the moon, and it's also, on average, about 400 times farther away than the moon. The apparent size of an object in the sky depends on how big it is and how far away it is. So these numbers being equal means the sun and the moon appear to be about the same size in the sky. And that's where another interesting thing comes in. Sometimes the moon passes directly between the Earth and the sun. Doesn't happen all that often, but when it does, you get magic. Or even better, you get science. You get an eclipse.
So we're playing a YouTube video, crash course on eclipses.
An eclipse is a generic term in astronomy for when one object passes into the shadow of another object, darkening or blocking it. A solar eclipse is when the moon blocks the sun, casting a shadow on the Earth. And a lunar eclipse is when the Earth blocks the sun, casting a shadow on the moon. But how do they work? Well, the moon orbits the Earth once per month, and the Earth orbits the sun once per year. If the moon's orbit were perfectly aligned with the Earth's, essentially sharing the same plane, we'd get a solar eclipse every new moon and a lunar eclipse every full moon. But we don't. That's because the moon's orbit is tilted with respect to the Earth's by about 5 degrees. What that means is that at new moon, the moon can be as much as 5 degrees away from the sun, passing above or below the sun in the sky, thereby missing it from our perspective. But sometimes the moon is in the right place.
If anybody has any
right
questions
time.
about
Moon,
massive clearings or
perfectly in line between the sun and the Earth.
let me know.
And when
Right
that
now
happens,
we're showing a
we get
YouTube
solar
vid to
eclipse.
the MNN,
This geometry happens at
New
least
York
twice
City
per year,
audience.
and sometimes as much as 5 times per year. What's happening physically in space is that the moon is casting a long shadow. Usually that shadow misses the Earth, but during an eclipse, the moon's shadow falls on the Earth's surface. In fact, there are 2 shadows from the moon, one inside the other. One is a narrow cone tapering to a point away from the moon. If you were anywhere physically inside this cone, the moon appears big enough to completely block the sun. That means the shadow is very dark, and we call it the umbra, which is Latin for, you guessed it, shadow. Outside of this deep umbral shadow is a wider conical region where, if you're in it, the sun is only partially blocked. You can still see some of the sun past the moon.
All right, guys, if you just tuned in, we're talking about this major astrological event. It's a psychic spiritual event. You know, we have been kind of doing this massive collective clearing in the last couple of weeks. Psychic clearing, spiritual clearing. And, you know, I'm getting a lot of comments on Facebook. You know, I've been clearing, I don't feel well, what's going on? Well, this, you know, massive clearing, soul clearing is going on. And so if you go on YouTube, you might want to write this down to check it all out later. You know, what you want to go on YouTube or Google is the Lion's Gate is opening, a Lion's Gate portal, astrologically. Timeline jump, August 2017. And 3D moving into 5D, August 2017, and total solar eclipse, and the Emerald Gate or Lion's Gate as well. Now, if you go on YouTube, the amount of videos, and I'm going to show you. Let's see. Well, let's watch. You know, there's so many videos about this astrological event at this time and how it's going to be this massive clearing and on and on and on. We couldn't really even show them all, to tell you the truth. So, and I couldn't find one that was really well produced, which is... Anyways. Why don't we watch this? Because what I thought I would do, everybody's got their take on this. So I was talking about historically how solar eclipses and eclipses in general contain a genetic panic. Genetically, all the way back to our ancestors, from the caveman to the Egyptians to to the Dark Ages. Whenever these solar eclipse and astrological events took place, people freaked out. They jumped out windows. They said it was going to be the end of the world. And this one goes, the solar eclipse goes right over America. People are traveling from all over the world to see this event. Cities are being booked up, and it's kind of a big deal. Here's the interesting thing is each city and each point is really only going to see the eclipse for around 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. But people are freaking out. What I think has happened is it has just basically like dislodged all of the work that like people like me and the healers, the Reiki, the light workers, the way showers have been doing for the last 50 years collectively. I've been in New York 30 years now, and kind of like my awakening started with this thing called the harmonic convergence. I don't even know what the hell it was, but like all of New York got together, and the hip people, and they went to Central Park, and they all held hands and prayed. And literally, we have just been like, it's like one wave after another, this Grand Cardinal Cross, and this thing, and that astrological event. Coming up to 2012, what's it going to be? The end of the world. And so, it's all really coming to a head, finally, in the next 6 months. It is coming to a head. All this massive clearing is paying off, but I watched about 20 of these videos. Where's that? I watched about 20 of these videos, and they said everything to like you're going to get to your real self. Other people said you're going to get to your actual self. Like everything's been burned off, and what you really are is really going to show. So I'm in my 50s now, and let me tell you, I don't fake shit anymore. I can't fake anything. Like I'm just done faking stuff. But I don't know what the real me is. I have a general sense that the real me is probably, I kind of have like an angry spirit. I think I walked in with an angry shen. It's called the shen. You have a shen, which is your like disposition in Chinese medicine. I think it's the shen. And the shen. You have the jing and the shen. The shen, I walked in with a pretty angry shen. So, you do have a disposition. And in order to change things, and a lot of people that I work with and a lot of people that I know, they want things changed. People want things changed. I don't know anybody right now that's like, I love the way the world is. I just adore it. I just love all the insanity. Like, I don't know anybody that thinks that or says that. So, you kind of have to have an angry spirit, and then being here for a while, you kind of accrue more anger. So, what's my real personality? I don't know. I don't know. But let's check out, instead of watching all those kind of personal commentary videos about what's going to happen up to August 21st, and then, for the next 6 weeks, it's going to be an intensive clearing, in my opinion, and then, still changes for the next 3 to 6 months. So if this is real and it's actual, we are really leaving and dropping a lot of paradigms. Okay, so look up and try to figure out, it's called Paradigm Busters. Because in the 3D, you live in a duality. So everything is good or evil, dark or light. I love you, I hate you. And when you get into a fifth dimensional, all those old paradigms that we've been carrying around in that old duality, even like in your sexuality, like, you got to be gay, you got to be straight, you got to be like that whole mess is going to start falling away. And each person is going to have to clear, and then we're going to clear as a planet collectively as well. So each person is going to have to undergo, like if you didn't do any of the clearing, or you just did a little bit of clearing and everybody has been clearing, but people like me, we're like clearing every day. I'm praying and meditating. I'm working with people. I'm teaching them how to dissipate, dissolve, neutralize, vanish, and banish energy, clear, move the shifts. We've done massive amounts of clearing, and I'm still clearing. I'm still clearing. So I can only imagine, like, when you know people right now that are basically imploding, or if you feel like you're going to implode over the last week and leading up to the full moon tonight, and then going into this other solar eclipse on the 21st. So once again, genetic, historical panic and hysteria. Expect to see the news ramp shit up. Expect the hysteria in the news and world events to be ramped up. Probably tornadoes, weird stuff going on with animals. And just as general, your friends are going to be kind of like exploding and imploding. I don't mean to project that onto anybody, but I think it's like, it's better to be braced psychically and spiritually. Like, yeah, maybe I'm having dreams. Maybe I just feel like something is wrong. It's kind of like hang on loosely and allow. I tell people, allow the energy to move and let go, because by this time next year, you're not going to recognize your life. That's how massive the clearing is collectively and everything. So, like I said, weird weather, tornadoes, weird animal things, swarms of birds, all kinds of stuff. Having said all that, so let's watch this video that is what's going to happen when you start to live in the fifth dimension. It's not the best video I could find that I particularly like, and I think it might even have like a computer animated voice, but it has the best information. So I hope you dig it, and let's just watch this one. It's called 7 Signs You Are Starting to Live in the Fifth Dimension.
By Jeffrey Oswald. Yes, in this article we're going to answer this question for you. What does it mean to shift from 3D consciousness into the fifth dimension? Some people say this shift is like a massive update to your entire operating system. Yes, and it feels like upgrading from human consciousness 3.0 to galactic consciousness 12.0.
It's
well,
just a visual.
This means that when we are ready to move beyond the third dimension, we must go through the fourth dimension before we can enter the fifth. The fourth acts much like a purifying filter, for it is the realm of the heart that is filled with love, oneness and lightness. The fifth dimension is an even lighter in frequency, having a more pure love, cosmic consciousness and a true multi-dimensional reality. And, remember, we will be inside this photon belt of energy for the next 2,000 years, causing a massive shift in consciousness for the entire humanity.
Massive,
yes,
massive
ladies
shift
and gentlemen,
in consciousness.
everyone on our planet will be shifting from 3D consciousness into a fifth-dimensional enlightened reality.
Enlightened reality. That's what they're saying. This is what's on the table here.
Unified, harmonious,
let it go, bros. It's time.
It will occur as a very slow, digestible rate that is easy to assimilate and integrate. There are 7 basic signs that will show you're entering the fifth dimension. The cool aspect is that these signs happen for everyone. There are many more wild multi-dimensional experiences that will naturally occur for you during your shift from 3D to 5D, yet these 7 signs are guaranteed across the board. If you are willing to remain in trust, love and surrender to your highest self, you will naturally ascend and open yourself up to experiencing the fifth dimensional consciousness with joy and effortless ease. And, one more thing, don't take the shift too seriously.
Don't take it too seriously.
Just have fun and remember this is all a massive play of consciousness here for our individual and collective awakenings.
For our individual awakenings.
Daily life will be bubbling more often with feelings of great joy, lightness,
feelings of great
love,
joy
and wonder.
are on their way.
The fourth and fifth dimensions will provide an upgrade in your operating software and DNA hardware. It's just like your mind-body will be offered to work inside the newest, fastest computer that operates smoothly at the speed of light.
Okay, so basically it's
this
saying...
This process will help if you reboot and meditate.
It's just like a computer upgrade. But some of the more, frou-frou, up in the stars, New Age healers are like, it's a diamond, crystalline... grid, with, you get the idea. Basically, the hardware of the planet, the hardware of the solar system. And like I said, the psychics, the mystics, and the hipsters have been talking about this for the last 1,000
Everyone
years
is here to do their
and
work
beyond.
of learning the lessons their soul came here to learn.
So you
And
came here to
you
learn
must
something.
how to
I
let
just think
go.
it's going to be
Drop
a
your
lot
negativity,
quicker.
smallness,
I hope
powerlessness,
I get to my fifth
incompetency,
dimensional life. I can't
poverty
even tell you. I'm
consciousness.
like,
You will be
I'm
released
so
from
ready.
your old heavy baggage you've been carrying for
Heavy
lifetimes.
baggage. Go, go,
This
go.
is the
Must
only
go,
way
must
you can enter
go.
into these higher
So you guys get the
vibrational
idea.
4D
You
and
can check it out
5D
on
levels that
Facebook.
are
You got a
full of
couple
trust,
weeks till the
lightness, laughter,
21st.
and love. Instead of it taking months or years in psychotherapy for your karma to dissolve, it will take minutes or seconds. It's like the universe will be turning up the velocity on you.
I don't know. Your karma's going to be dissolved in seconds and minutes instead of years in the psychotherapy. That's what they said. Okay, yoga breath. We've got about 5 minutes. Does anybody at Facebook have any questions? Go ahead and you guys, I think you can type them. Does anybody want to talk to me? Because the phones are on. 212-245-7273. I don't know, Sean, are you watching somewhere? Or Kenny? You guys, anybody want to call in? I'm going to, yeah, it wouldn't be Kirk TV if I didn't step on the wire. So I think we're just going to play some nice, I found this YouTube video. It's called The Water Shaman. And it's very peaceful and it's very like new age, here's your relaxation music. It's actually really nice. I really like it. And it's got, it goes for a full hour. It's got a beach, but it's also like a visual of stars and a beach together. So I hope you guys can see this. It's like actually really, really peaceful and beautiful visual. So I think we'll just wrap it up with that. And, you know, we're going to end in 4 minutes. So it was my pleasure to host you on Facebook. Thanks for watching. And, oh, I got these, I work with this Oracle deck. It's called the I Ching Taoism deck. And I want to read these, and I think then we'll be done. Because these were my cards I got on the astrological event. Confidence. Things are under control. You can handle the situation with your wisdom, confidence, and courage. And then you should see these cards. They're absolutely beautiful. And World of Hope. The World of Hope card is very good. And it's very auspicious. The World of Hope is balanced elements. Hope has been the driving force that has seen you through all the critical times, and now hope is here. Your future is filled with love, laughter, and fulfilled dreams. Open your arms to embrace the world of hope. And then finally, and ultimately, what we're walking into, the new journey, and the journey is fire, so it's good. It's, you know, it's fire, it's electric, it's the creation, motivation, inspiration, you know? So it's the element of fire. You have known this new venture for some time, and you have prepared well for it. Resonate with your calling and move forward without looking back. Your courage and determination will be celebrated. So that's for me, that's for you. This is the reading I got basically for the Tao on the astrological event that's coming in the next 6 weeks. So it's called the Lion's Gate, timeline jumping on YouTube, leaving 3 and 4th dimensional and entering the 5, 6, and 7. And I think we'll wrap it up with that. We've got some beautiful, powerful ambient music on the beach in the background. My name's Kirk. It's been my pleasure to be your host and in the Cyber Temple of Love here. And we'll just close you out with a little bit more of this peaceful music and peaceful sound, and the Facebook people that watched as well. I'm here every Monday live, and I think I'm going to make the Facebook a regular thing. You can always call me on the phone. You're on Kirk Spiritual TV. Go ahead. Test, test, test. Go ahead, caller. Nope, I didn't get it. You can call back. All right, we're out of time. Studio's closing. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Shakti Namaste.